Wow. Boy, between Mimi and our singers today, they did my talk. Thank you. That was beautiful. So beautiful. So spot on. But I love that song because we are these divine beings. We are so powerful. I heard something this week that I'd never heard before. I heard somebody say that we are not these bodies with these beautiful souls. We are souls that came here to take our body, to experience life. And that's what we're here for. So our theme today is, and so it is. So those of you that are here for the first time, you get three for the price of one. And so, followed by Reverend William and then Dr. Dale. And we don't know what each other's going to talk about. We just, okay, that's our title, and we all are creative and come up with this. So, I like this one, the Cosmic Cafe. Imagine placing your order at a Cosmic Cafe. You speak your desire clearly with love. You don't chase the waiter. You trust the kitchen. That's what "and so it is" means. It's already being prepared. So think about that. You know, when we do our prayers, we always close it with "and so it is." And we add amen. Some of us add the amen, which is the same. But in our mind, when we say "and so it is" versus just amen, okay, that's nice, you know. But "and so it is," it's like, boom, it's done, right? So that's not a very good picture. But in quantum physics, the observer affects the outcome. So what we do, we know that energy is going out into the universe. Okay, we know that. We know that, and we're affecting. So we do affect everything with the way we think, the way we talk, the way we are being. So in prayer, though, the believer activates the blessing, and so it is. It's our declaration that we observe in faith is already forming in reality. So that's what the power is. When we do our prayers, when we know that, what is it you want in your life? What is important? Feel it, know it. The universe is just waiting for that message to see what it is you want. And if you're thinking garbage about the world, guess what? You're going to experience garbage in the world. And when you say "and so it is," that's what's going on. We have to realize that we are all different. You know, the world is different. The world is a lot different than when I grew up in the 60s versus right now. Remember the hippies? We did the peace, you know, all the peace stuff. Some of you might be old enough to remember that. I don't, yeah. And, you know, and we did have the Vietnam War going, which wasn't fun, but we had our peace marches, and it was a time of love. You know, that's when we got the peace sign and everything. But that energy, it's the energy we put out in the world that is what comes back to you. If you are negative and you criticize and you're going to get that into your life. So think about this. Buddha was not a Buddhist. Jesus was not a Christian. Muhammad was not a Muslim. They were teachers who taught love. Love was their religion. And that's who we are. That's definitely what we're about. We are about the love because we know that's what they were teaching. We are all one. We are all divine, and that's how we should live our life. Not, "Oh, you're wrong, you're stupid, you're this, you're an idiot, you're da-da-da-da." No, because you know what? You're putting out that negative energy, and that comes back, bites you somewhere. Okay? So remember that. Be that positive being. Yes, we have people that we don't see life the same, but think about your life. What is the most important thing in your life? When you think about love, I think about my family. I think about my 2 boys and my granddaughters. That's what's important to me. And I know if I focus on the positive, if I focus on that love, and I am that love, you put it out, that quantum physics, you put it out into the universe. So that's why I like to, my thing is zip it. Zip it sometimes, because send the love, send the love. So today we are not here to ask, we are here to affirm. We're not here to wish, we're here to witness. Because when you say, and so it is, we're standing in the truth that our word is law in the universe. So think about your life. Don't be in fear about things that are going on. Know that all is well. I am fine. The divine, that soul is taking good care of me. And I am supporting it by generating love, by being that, being happiness, being silly sometimes, But because remember, every decision or action you take is going to have a good consequence or bad consequence. It's energy you're putting out in the universe, and it will return back to you. So let's remember that. Let's remember, let's see people, let's smile, let's send our divine energy. Those of you that are here for the first time, I pray that you feel the energy in this sanctuary, the love and the oneness and the joy that we come here with. Talking about different religions and so forth, I went to Catholic school to the 6th grade till about October of the 6th grade, and that's really all I knew was Catholicism. I didn't, I knew that, the other religions, don't go near them, That's what we were told. We'd go to hell if we get a sin. We'd have to go to confession if we even walked into another church. And then I remember coming to California, and, we'd stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't know if they do that anymore. They don't? Anyway, every day we'd have to stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance. And there were a few kids in my class that didn't stand up. And I thought, well, that's weird. Why aren't they standing up? So I went up and I said, why don't you stand up when we do the Pledge of Allegiance? And they said, because we're Jehovah's Witnesses and we don't do that. And that's not part of our religion. It's against. And I go, okay. It was not a big deal. It's like, well, at least I understand now what's going on. Sometimes you have to ask and then just accept their reasoning. But it's all about, we know we are one. We all have different perspectives because of our life, but we're all here to experience and to feel that love. So an entire sea of water can't sink a ship unless it gets inside the ship. Similarly, the negativity of the world can't put you down unless you allow it to get inside you. Okay? So remember that. See it, say, if you think it's negative, that's not me, that's not my life, that's not my world. My world is joy, peace, health, love, prosperity. That's what I experience every day, and I know it is so. It is so. So things to keep in mind. Go after dreams, not people. Okay? Love yourself and the rest will follow. Never lose your sense of wonder. We're at the mountains and the clouds, and when we open the windows, I always love to see, and the clouds on our beautiful mountains. You are capable of more than you know. We are all capable of more than we know, more than we believe that we can accomplish. No regrets in life, just lessons learned. Yes, your only limit is you. Life goes by in a blink of an eye, so live life. Live in that joy. Live in that gratitude. This may be your only day. You don't know. You don't know. So don't waste a day on negativity. Don't waste a moment on fear. Know that where you are, there's a divine reason that you're here. You're not over in Gaza or somewhere else. You are here for a divine reason. So there's something deep happening beneath the surface of the world right now. You can sense it in your soul. This isn't just about countries or politics, it's energy. Light and darkness are battling. I don't know if you've noticed, but maybe not, because we're so. And if you're reading this, you're likely one of the souls who came to help. Each one of us here, okay? Keep shining, keep praying. The world needs light more than ever. So, thank you. So, I love this. I love this. I'd like for us all to say this affirmation together. It's an affirmation for unity and inner peace. Let's just take a deep breath and just feel this. I release judgment and embrace compassion. I honor the divine in every person, regardless of belief or background. I am a vessel of peace, a bridge of understanding, and a light in the storm. In love, we are one, and so it is.
Oh, it's beautiful that all three of us, yes, like Dr. Dr. Laura was saying, each of us don't know what the other is going to be doing. So here she's done this interactive session right here at the end of hers. Well, my interactive is going to be at the beginning. So I want to do a quick prayer, and I want you to repeat after me. There is one life in this universe. That life is my life now. I declare right now that all life is divine. I am grateful for all that I have and all that I don't. I release my word as law. And so it is. Now what? We just prayed. The spiritual cafe, that's beautiful. You're sitting down. You place your order with the waiter. The food comes to you. It's sitting there. Now what? Exactly. You have to be active. You have to engage in your own life. Prayer is about opening up ourselves to what we want to experience. You notice that this photo right here, that is something I did many, many years ago. That is airbrushing on a piece of glass. And the nice thing about that is, being an artist, there's something that we have in our brains, or anyone. There's an idea. And go along with me if you can recognize, shake your heads and bob your heads. There's always been an idea that's something you want to experience, but you don't quite know exactly how to do it. Well, for me, one of the things that I do is I have this idea and I don't practice. My other half says, well, you need to practice because you need to know what you're doing, because if you mess up, well, that wasn't even in my consciousness about messing up. I had this idea in my head, and I knew that if I practiced something, the relative world would come into play in my consciousness, as opposed to having this divine idea of what I wanted to create. By practicing, or better yet, not believing in myself, I practice, and then doubt comes up. So by not practicing and going forward with that vision I had in my head, this is what I've created. Treat and move your feet. Pray it, believe it, then live it. My talk is about movement. Once we state those words, nothing can happen to us. It can only happen through us. Yes, there is the relative world out there, and Dr. Laura touched on it. It doesn't affect us. Because no matter what's happening in the world around us, you, and only you, and I am in control of my life. The relative can be happening all over. The storm, the hurricane can be blowing all around, but guess what? My consciousness is the eye of the storm. I can see it swirling around me, but where I stand, my life is perfect, whole, and complete, and calm. So I have two roads, two ways of living. Which one do I choose? Can you go back one? Or actually, I did it. They're different. But one is no more beautiful than the other. They're just different. Some may see that the one on the right is a little bit more rocky, while the other one is got greenery and that nice mist, and it's a little bit calm. But regardless of how you see that, the choice is ours. The path is always there, but it's our choice on what type of path that we want to create. The road to freedom lies not through mysteries or occult performances, but through the intelligent use of nature's forces and laws. We teach you how to think here, not how to be living life through penance, but how to create that happiness. So regardless of what's going on in this world, you have the ability, you have the power within you, because spirit is all there is. We teach that spirit is omnipresent. It cannot be with somewhere else and not in you when we talk about omnipresence. So you might get your hands dirty. If we've got to do the work, I might need that abrasive cleaner on my hands at the end of the day. But that's okay. Just like spirit. Spirit is omnipresent, omnipotent. It can only experience itself through us. We can only experience life if we do the work and get our hands dirty. This is proof right here that I'm living my life. Oh, that look on my face. This was back when we had that flood back here and we had to redesign our bathrooms back there. Now, this is from a guy where my significant other proudly tells the world that when we got together, I couldn't change a bicycle tire. It wasn't in my consciousness, is what I tell her. But here I am demolishing the bathrooms back there and designing the bathroom. So what you see in the back there, I created not because I knew how to, but because I was open and receptive and saying yes to the universe, that I can do this. I may not know how at this very moment, but I'm willing to try, willing to go outside the comfort zone. And by doing that, you will surprise yourself at how powerful you are. And then you know what's going to happen? You're going to get excited about what else I can do. You'll start living life instead of watching life. Say yes and surprise yourself. You are more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Sometimes I feel the way that house looks. As you notice in that previous photo, I was like, oh man, what did I get myself into? But I kept going. Why? Because I had that vision. I had the end result of what I wanted to experience. Yes, I went through the shadow of the valley. I didn't build the condo there. I built it on a sunny beach at the end of that excursion. Sometimes I feel the way this house looks. Yeah. And when you focus on that house, that's all you see. But look at around you. Look at the beauty. You may feel beat down and run down from life. But look around you. See the beauty in everyday life. Your next door neighbor. See the beauty. Maybe they know how to garden better than I do or you do. But notice the life around you and appreciate everything around. Because you know what? You may feel down today, but when you see how Spirit unfolds itself through and as everything, and again, when Dr. Laura was talking about nature, especially nature, when you see the beauty of nature, you can't help but get inspired and get rejuvenated and get that power that came out of nowhere. And then I see my life with my heart. That's exactly right. See your life with your heart through that love, regardless of where each of us are, because I'm telling you what, however many people there are, everyone has a different story and is at a different space. But the one thing that is common throughout, and that is the love of Spirit, the love of that divine nature that's within you. So regardless of what you're thinking right now, when you can come from life with my heart, opportunities come out of nowhere. Is it the end of the road, or do I just have to change the way that I travel? You're at a pier. You may think that that's the end. There's nothing else to do, but no. There's a boat at the end of that pier. My journey continues. So instead of looking at life sometimes and thinking that you're at the end of your rope, just know that Spirit's there. And maybe you just need to think about other ways of experiencing life. David here has a little bit hard time walking, and he's in this nice chair. He may not be able to climb up a mountain, but you know what? He knows how to read. He knows how to envision and close his eyes and experience, and has the journeys that he's already had to experience and be appreciative of the life that he has. That's what we're talking about. Enjoy the journey. Change your vehicle. Change the way you experience life, but always live that expectant life. The power of love is everywhere. Regardless of what's going on in this world, love is everywhere. When you come from that energy within yourself, everything unlike itself dissipates. Let me say that again. Everything unlike dissipates. So live your life from that love and see the beauty of nature everywhere. And so it is.
I always have this thought, it's like, what else is there to say? When it's my turn. And so I apologize, we're going to go a little late, but it'll be worth your while, I promise you. So about 20 years before I came to this beautiful, amazing place, I had this thing I wanted in my heart. I was looking for something that would be fulfilling to me, something that would allow me to express all my talents and my skills. But for 20 years, I just couldn't find it anywhere. And I came to the center, and I didn't expect to find it here at all, but I did. I was in class because classes are so great here. You learn about our philosophy, and it can really inspire you to see other things in your life. And so when I was in my first class, and the teacher was talking about practitioners, and he was saying, oh, they do spiritual counsel, and they just inspire people, and they teach people. And I was learning this thing, affirmative prayer, and I loved prayer. I finally learned how to pray effectively, and I was so excited because I realized this is what I have been looking for. I'm going to be a practitioner. This sounds so cool. It's everything I like. I can serve at a level that just really suits my heart and fills my heart up. So when I was in practitioner training, I didn't realize there were a couple things that were going to be a part of what I do. And one of them was calling out people for their BS. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And I know what you're all thinking out there, right? They're BS, but what I'm calling people out is their belief systems. That's all. Because as Reverend William and Dr. Laura talked in their talks, our belief systems are what drives our lives. And so if we really want to make changes, then we have to see, what do we believe? Because our beliefs are everything. They're going to bring forward whatever it is you believe life is, believe in who you are, believe what's possible. It all starts with the belief system. So my job as a practitioner was to see what belief is coming at me that is absolutely out of alignment with what is really true for a person. Because what we teach here is anything is possible. Your wildest dreams can come true, but you gotta believe it. You gotta expect it. You gotta know that what's on your heart to live into can happen, like it did for me. And I didn't even know what I was looking for, and there it was. So when people come to me and they've got this kind of funky belief system and they're going on with this story about I can't and the world's too corrupt for me and there's no way I can do this, I say to you, are you sure this is really what you want to continue experiencing? Because you are saying, and so it is, to lack and limitation. And so it is a wonderful way to affirm our truth. We do it in our prayers. But every belief you have, every thought that you're having, you're always saying, and so it is, but you didn't know you were. Because saying, and so it is saying, this is my reality. This is the way it is. And so the universe says, and here you are. So we're teaching you today so many different aspects of, and so it is. We're teaching about moving your feet after retreat. And we're also teaching you what's in your consciousness. We must ask ourselves, do I want to continue with this? Is it life-affirming? Is it wonderful? Or is it just creating more of what I don't want? So our beliefs give rise to our feelings, right? Our feelings are our strongest frequency. It's our strongest energy that we have, and the beliefs inform that. And that energy becomes your energetic expression. So whatever your belief system is, it's creating a feeling, and this energy is communicating with everything. Everything. That's how powerful we are. That's how strong your vibe is. It's communicating with the cells in your body. If you're in a state where you're feeling lack and limitation, you're telling your body, this isn't a healthy place because I have lack. If you're saying life is wonderful and stupendous and extraordinary, you're sending joy into your cells and into your body, and you're healthy and well. We send our vibe out to other beings. There's so much communication that goes on that is subtle, that is just beyond what the senses are doing. We're communicating all the time non-verbally with each other. So whatever your strong energy is, you're communicating it. And we're also communicating with the universe, which we spoke of already. Whatever your belief is, the universe is listening and it's acting upon it and bringing it into the world. So this is how powerful our beliefs are, and that's why it's important for us to know what is it we believe. The other thing that I had to learn as a practitioner is a strange language. It's called victimese. Victimese, what's that? I had to learn what it was. I had to learn how to detect it. I had to learn how to recognize it, because sometimes when a person's sitting across from me in a session, I get it now when they're speaking victimese, and I got to come at them and say, oh, I'm my friend. There are no victims in this world. None. None. None of this. We participate in our lives, and no one is a victim unless you want to believe you are. And if you believe you're a victim, I don't think you're going to like your life very much. And so recognizing what victimese is allows me to say, You are not a victim, and it's time for you to take your power back. It's time for you to see what you can create in your life. Florence Scovel Shinn, who was an extraordinary woman, I would say she was a New Thought person in the early 1900s, and she wrote a bunch of essays that are so powerful, and she said, your word is your wand. And we talk a lot about the word, right? What's the word? The word is this wonderful energy, like an energy thing that you're sending out, and it's filled with your desire. It's filled with what you think is possible in your life. When you put intention around your word, like we do with prayer, when you say, I am extraordinary, I am now living my greatest life, that's a strong word. And that word is creating your life. And I love magic. When I first came to the center and they teach us all this stuff about affirmative prayer and what's possible, and yeah, you don't have to believe what you used to believe. If you believe something better, your life gets better. And I thought, this sounds like magic to me. Because I did not believe or trust that I could change my life simply by changing the way I believe and see things. I thought, that's just, how do you do that? But Florence tells us, your word is your wand. So whatever you want to cast into reality, look at your word. What are you speaking? What are you believing? What are you putting out there? We are that powerful. Dr. Lord and Reverend William were very clear in that. We are very powerful beings, and we don't know it. I didn't know it before I came to this center. When I learned that there is a power inside of me that I am, that is everywhere present, that is all-knowing, all-loving, all that is, and is there to answer anything that I put out there, wow. My life changed, and it continues to change because that's my core belief. And when you know that, and when you're ready to let go of that old victimese thought that you're not powerful enough or you're just this person, when you're ready to set that down and live a greater reality, the world is your oyster. So I'm a real nerd, for those of you that don't know me. I'm like really nerdy about like words and stuff like that. And when we were going to talk about, and so it is, that nerd came out and said, well, what is the etymology, which means the origins of words? I love word origins. What are the word origins for and so it is? Am I nerdy or what? And so, yes, thank you, Reverend William. And so I didn't want to go through every word with you. I just redid this sentence so you could see what and so it is means if we use the English origins. It means, thereupon, do it this way. Hit it, Spirit. That's what it means. That's what it means. So, knowing this, you guys, knowing this, what are you telling Spirit to do, right? Hit it, Spirit, more lack and limitation. Hit it, Spirit, more discord in my life. Or hit it, Spirit, lots of love and joy and prosperity and the goodness of life and great ideas and creative flow. I like that. Do you? Yes. Yeah. So when we're saying, thereupon, do it this way, hit it, Spirit, make sure that you are aware of what you are asking Spirit to do. We live in a participatory universe. This is what quantum physics teaches us. It is showing that our consciousness acts upon matter and brings it into form. We are absolutely participating in this. It is not happening to you. You are not a victim. You're participating in it. That is why we have to wake up and participate in such a way that we are in harmony with what our heart's desires are. We've got to participate in a way where we are effective and present to what we want to create. And isn't that a beautiful thing? What a gift. What a gift, right? It's extraordinary when you come into an awareness of what you can believe in and start putting it into practice, like what Reverend William said, start putting these beliefs into practice. Even if you're kind of not 100% there, just start, because that's all it takes, is one openness, one willingness to say, maybe this stuff they teach is true. All you have to do is say that and watch. Because that's what happened to me, and I know it happened to a lot of you who are sitting out there. You just said, I want to believe this, and the universe said, there it is. It's that easy. So here's for my love or fear people. They always say, Dale, it's just about fear or love. Okay, so are we creating from fear or love? Are we creating from fear or love? And this, to me, is an awareness, because you can sit in your head and go, well, am I creating from fear or love? I want you to drop down deeper on this, people. I really want you to drop down deeper, because I have to do that too. So when I'm in a situation, I pay attention to my body and what it's telling me. I pay attention and say, am I feeling constricted? Am I feeling angsty? Am I feeling kind of like subdued? Then I know my thinking, my belief system is coming from fear. It is not coming from love. Love is expansive and wonderful and joyful. So when you're in your life and you're experiencing something, and you're ready to see, how am I participating in this with my belief system? Ask yourself, how do I feel? If you feel good, you're coming from love. If you don't feel good and you feel scared, you're coming from fear. And the cool thing, you have the choice to change it. I can't change it for you. I can sit there and talk about your BS to you, but I can't change it until you start participating in your life and saying, you know what? I'm done with fear. I don't like how it makes me feel. It's not creating good in my life. I am going to love. It is our choice. So we mistakenly believe that all that is possible is what we see in the outside world. We talked a lot about this already, about this outside world thing, right? And we get so hypnotized by it and so dragged into it, and then we go down and we start believing that this is the truth of who we are. We forget that within us is invisible potential. Invisible. You can't see it, but you can feel it. You can feel it. It's that little dream. It's that little optimism that says, I know there's something better, that through me, through my awareness, through my optimism, through my excitement, enthusiasm, for my knowing what's possible, I can bring it forward, at least through me, and I know how contagious that love and optimism is. So if I'm bringing it out, others are going to start seeing it and bringing it out within themselves, and then everything shifts. And really, all we have to do is believe in that. You don't need to figure it out. You don't need to do a chart about it. You just need to believe. You just need to believe in that invisible presence, and it will come up and meet you and show you the way. And so as Dr. Laura was talking about this whole outer world thing and how it can contaminate us, we got to stop allowing that to happen and believe in something greater. You. Ernest says this, where do we find the man who can live above his surroundings, who in his own thought can dominate all conditions, and in the midst of the crowd keep his own counsel? What I'm going to say to you is I find that man and woman right here in this congregation. I find them coming in online. I find it here in all of you. All of us have this capacity. It's not Jesus. Well, it is Jesus. It's all these spiritual leaders. Sure, it's them. But you know what? It's us. It is us. We have the ability to rise above these surroundings, to stop believing that they're our downfall, and rise into that invisible presence that's going to show us exactly how to be that peace and that love and that joy and that connection in this world, so that all of us can come together and stop with the divisiveness and come into a place of harmony and love and understanding. So to me, it always comes to awareness. I know every talk I do, I'm going to say, wake up and be aware of yourself. Wake up to yourself. Look at your mind. Look at what you're thinking. Look at what you're creating. Awareness is everything. I'm working with somebody right now, giving them counsel, and I said, put a rubber band around your wrist, and you start snapping it when you start feeling that you're getting to a dark place. Start snapping. And she told me a couple weeks after, she goes, oh my God, I see when I'm getting there, and I'm stopping going there because that rubber band reminds me that hurts. And so it's changing her thinking, that simple, because she's aware. When you're aware, you can change everything. And that's why I always teach, start with your awareness. Be aware of what you're declaring as your truth. What are you saying, and so it is too, unconsciously? What are you allowing to be your reality? If it's not life-affirming, then stop affirming it. If it's limiting and not in alignment with spiritual truth, we got to stop affirming it, because we're doing way too much affirming of that which is out of alignment with our spiritual truth. And Reverend Williams' prayer that he did when he opened up his talk was everything. That is the spiritual truth of who you are. And if you've got doubt about that, if you're saying, well, that sounds good, but I don't feel it, it's you. It's you. And all you have to do is say, you know what, I may not feel it, but I'm willing to. Willing to. Willing is a great word. Willing says, I am open. I may not be there 100%, but I'm willing. That's opening a door to getting your faith stronger, to seeing who you are spiritually and getting to know what that is all about. Because getting to know who you are spiritually sometimes, it takes a little time. I'm still growing into it. I think all of us do, because as we deepen that knowing of our spirituality, it's something that has just no end. It's extraordinary. It's wonderful. But again, we got to be willing to explore that side of ourselves, because I'll tell you, when you are willing to explore that side of yourself and see what's inside of you, when you can do that, you can change your world. You can change your world. And so just in closing, and so it is. I love and so it is. Don't you love the energy when we say, and so it is? I love it. I love it when Mimi, great prayer, by the way, that was so good. When Mimi said, and so it is, at the end of her prayer, to me, it's like, this is where I'm going now. This is where I'm going now. And I'm choosing to do love. I'm choosing to create from love. I am choosing to look beyond the things of this world and go to my dream, go to that divine idea, go to a vision that's remarkable and stupendous. Because if you're able to see that vision, it's coming in, because it's found you to bring it in. That's how this thing works. And so I just want to thank you for listening to us today. I know we went long. We love to do these talks. You can see we went in totally different directions, right? But how rich it is, and I am so honored. I get giddy when I come in when we do it together. It's like, oh my God, what are we all doing? It's so exciting, because we love telling you what's possible for you in your life. So this week, I implore you to pay attention to what you're saying, and so it is too. Watch your beliefs, watch your energy, and change something if it's not working for you, because once you say yes to change, change happens. Thank you so much.